The courthouse Karen is back to attack hip hop, but I need you to listen carefully so you can understand this lawsuit. First, this was about botting accusations, and when they couldn't prove that, the case evolved into a defamation case. Now, y'all remember I told y'all from the very beginning that this was all about Drake not being able to remove the Not Like Us song. In the petition, the original petition, before it was a lawsuit, it said that Drake went to UMG numerous times trying to resolve the issue. Fast forward, this past October, Judge Vargas dismissed the defamation case, ruling that the song was a non-actionable opinion within a rap battle, right? Because she felt that this fell under the First Amendment, which protects creative speech. Drake is literally fighting against what hip hop is fighting for, and that is to protect creative speech and not use lyrics in court. All of this is because Drake could not censor Kendrick Lamar the way that he was able to censor Pusha T, because Kendrick Lamar is not signed to UMG the way Pusha T is. And UMG has even stated in this lawsuit before that they have no control over when or how Kendrick Lamar releases music. This is bad for hip hop, and Lawry knows it, but he'd rather get pimped out by his lawyers than to accept his L from Kendrick Lamar. But let me tell you this, I doubt this case is going anywhere, because Drake will never beat UMG, and he will never beat them in a lawsuit that has anything to do with a rap battle that he voluntarily participated in.
Drake is following through with this appeal, huh? Hey, look, man. I'm saying it, bro. Drake is worse than Cole. Now, I know this. I love this discussion. I'm not gonna lie. I love it. And this isn't necessarily a right and wrong discussion. It's more of a perspective, right? Who you think, whose transgression you think was worse, Drake's or Cole's, right? Now, I've seen people on both sides. I was listening to Charles Brown. He was reacting to what Fat Joe said. Love Charles. Love his channel. He made me laugh even when I don't agree. And hey, as far as Fat Joe goes, a broken clock is right twice a day. I didn't disagree with him either as far as some of the stuff he said about Cole, but for him to act like Cole's infraction was so bad that he can't listen as compared to Drake, I'm not on that side. I'm on the side of Cole deserves a chance over Drake. And we're going to get into it in this video because I got a few clips I'm going to react to. And part of it is this reason. Why we always talking about Drake? He's still following through. So the word came out about his appeal, and they still saying the same stuff, man. The same stuff. You still, and this is what gets me. If you got an album you coming out, why this is a distraction. It's a distraction. It's a reminder of what happened. It's a reminder maybe of people who kind of like was getting over all the petty BS and the fact that Drake did this, that, and the other. It brings it right back, right? It makes you want to go listen to Not Like Us again. It's a lot of things, man. So in this video, we're going to react to a few clips, but let's first just listen to this one right here.
Drake and his legal team have filed a 60-page opening appellate brief seeking to overturn the dismissal of the defamation lawsuit against UMG over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. The filing states that the song presents as an unambiguous matter of a fact that Drake is a certified pedo, and alleges that UMG relentlessly promoted the track in a misleading way that caused him serious harm. It also argues that the allegation has a precise meaning that is capable of being proven true or false. The brief also claims the ruling creates a dangerous categorical rule by treating rap diss tracks as non-actionable opinion.
Bro, at some point you gotta let it go. This is the quintessential meaning of sunk cost fallacy. Okay, let it go. It's not worth it, man. The juice ain't worth the squeeze at this point. But it's okay. Y'all say why we talking about him. I get that comment in almost every Drake video. First of all, let's not act like you can't claim Drake is the biggest artist in one breath and then expect people not to talk about him, good, bad, or indifferent, in the next. It's just asinine.
The court effectively created an unprecedented and overboard categorical rule that statements in rap diss tracks can never constitute statements of fact. at this point, I'm tired of like talking about what this could do going forward with diss tracks and whatnot. What I do want to say is, bro, to be honest with you, I haven't heard Not Like Us in like a month or two. Kind of forgot about the song. You just reminded me to like, bro, like, fam, at this point, everybody's just waiting for Iceman. The excitement about rap is back. A$AP Rocky dropped after 8 years. J. Cole is dropping the fall off after telling us for 8 years. People seen Baby Keem shooting a music video. There's rumors about a bunch of mainstream artists dropping albums. I was excited to hear what Iceman is going to sound like. And here you go. Bro, you were the most streamed rapper ever on Spotify last year, right? Right? You got the brand deals, you got the OVO collaborations with the major companies, and you got the steak deal, the kick deal, you running it up. Nobody cared anymore. I said 2 years ago at this point, damn near 2 years ago. Drake lay low for a little bit, come back, drop some heat. People will move on. People laughed at Jay-Z for Ether.
You know what's funny? In his attempt to so-called disprove that he's not a PDF, I guess initially for his fans that may have been what they wanted. Oh, if he's not, he should sue. He should do this. You know, but the more it goes on, the more you hear people talk, a good portion of people was like, man, it was just a rap battle. Like, I really didn't take it that. Yeah, there's some questionable things, so on and so forth. But at this point, it does almost make it seem like you guilty. Because if it was really nothing and yeah, you'd be mad, right? You lost. Biggest rap diss track ever. You lost, right? But you're just like, all right, we moving on from that at this point. You know, it is what it is. We getting back to the music. At this point, it's almost like you got a guilty conscience, man. You got a guilty conscience.
And then they started buying his music again. People did not care, bro. This some real crybaby shit, man. Move on, man. Damn.
Yes, it's messing up his so-called rollout. Somebody said for rap battle, it's a long life battle with yourself for sure. Hey, look, man. Drake's doing everything he can to make Kendrick's words seem prophetic, but Kendrick was dragging it. Facts. Well, time to go listen to the song again. Let it go, bro. Yo, the longest L in hip hop history. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Them lawyers is running his pockets. All right. Now, someone who I feel, and look, this ain't no cake for J. Cole. This ain't to try to make y'all want to listen to J. Cole. This ain't none of that. All right. I just don't think it's fair to put what J. Cole did in the same category as what Drake did and is doing. And this is my side of this here discussion and debate, right? Because a lot of people kind of taking sides on it. Again, I want to say, I don't think there's a right or wrong perspective on this. I just think people are on different sides. And I like the discussion. I actually like what's going on right now. But we ain't about to put Cole in that same category. Now, somebody who was in along the same lines of this is Curtis King, man. And he actually went through this in a pretty thorough way. So let's check out this clip here. Now, this video of his is entitled, or is titled, Why is J. Cole Getting the Treatment Drake Deserves? All right. I think that's a pretty good title. Let's go.
Shout out to this guy. Shout out to this guy. You guys know him? Did you know that today, this is where I have the biggest issue with this J. Cole thing. Okay. You have your opinions about J. Cole. Okay, you felt like he could have handled that in a different way. Perfect. I understand. What about this nigga? What about this one? You know, the guy that just appealed the dismissal of the Not Like Us defamation case, calls the ruling dangerous? I just know you lying. All this conversation about how boring J. Cole's music is, about how you can't take his lyrics serious. Can you take this nigga lyrics serious?
Mm-hmm.
Can you take his mob tie serious? What can you take serious about him?
This is my point too. Now, granted, you might not be able to take J. Cole serious when he say he's the best, and he's earned that. He bought that, as we used to say. He bought that. But what is your alternative again? This is my only issue with what Fat Joe was saying, because it was disingenuous. Because you only saying that because it's the other guy, not your guy. But again, this is a defamation suit that he's appealing. well, a defamation case that he brought up. He lost. Now he's appealing. He's like at this point quadrupled down on it. And I haven't heard an argument yet that would convince me to believe that what Cole did is worse than what Drake is doing. It is. I'm not buying it. Now Cole's situation is more of a, you know, if you want to say he was cowardly, he broke the rules of rap battle, whatever, how you ever want to put it, but he didn't attack free speech. He didn't look. Drake, what Drake is doing is tantamount to snitching. If you ask me, y'all don't want to have that conversation. The nigga trying to tell on people, expose people because he lost. So you would really want to put Cole in that category. And again, I'm not here to defend Cole, what he did, nothing like that. I'm just this conversation of what they both did was in its own right, like bad, but they're not the same thing, man. It's not the same thing.
Except for the Barrettes. What? Tell me. This person said the part that I've been thinking in my mind the whole time. Look at him. Shout out to Biggs nigga. Drake is trying to set legal precedent that rap lyrics can be treated as verifiable statements of facts. But that boy's straight CIA.
Exactly. Police.
You literally have someone who's trying to change the infrastructure of this all for us, for every single layer of this, and has the power to at least bring it up to some of the biggest courts. That boy straight CIA. but we giving Cole this treatment for apologizing. Okay, let's get into this.
I need y'all to think about that though. Regardless of what you think about the apology and whether or not Cole can use "I'm the greatest" bars, these two things ain't the same, y'all. These two things are not the same. The intent of these two things are not the same. There's no way you can put these things in the same category. Okay. And this is what your perception of J. Cole is going forward. Putting that aside, I feel like a lot of people are trying to spin things. For one, if they're Drake fans and Drake is their guy, they're trying to spin it like Cole is worse. And they're trying to do everything they can to get people not to receive his project, right? In a good way, I guess. And whatever, but they do that while still disingenuously not pointing out what their guy is doing and talking about what that means, right? So gotta pay attention to what's going on here, man. You gotta really pay attention.
The story then. It says here, let me go ahead and shorten this up. It says Drake moves to appeal dismissal, which is no new news, but I think the new news in this is on Hot New Hip Hop. The new news is some of the things that his lawyers lay out in the 60-page document that are really, really concerning, especially if you're a hip hop head and you're a fan of the freedom of expression in your art form. It says Drake is not giving up on his legal battle. That shit would never not be funny. With Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's hit diss track, Not Like Us. I don't want to hear none of you wet lip owls talking about get over the battle already. I know why you want to get over it. Because you can't heal a wound if you keep picking up the Band-Aid.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it. Get over it. You need to tell your boy to get over it. He ain't over it. What are you talking about?
Telling it to us and go tell it to your man.
Facts.
Last January, Jesus, you mean like a year ago? Drake filed a lawsuit against UMG for alleged defamation and harassment. In the lawsuit, he alleged that the company artificially inflated the success of Kendrick Lamar's hit diss song, Not Like Us. He alleges that in doing so, they knowingly promoted the false and malicious narrative that he's an alleged predator. Or did they just promote a song? In October, Judge Jeanette Vargas dismissed the lawsuit, arguing that Kendrick's lyrics can't be considered defamatory because listeners wouldn't take them as fact. The artist's 7-track rap battle was a war of words that was the subject of substantial media scrutiny and online discourse, she wrote. Although the accusation that plaintiff is a PDF is certainly a serious one, the broader context of a heated rap battle with incendiary language and offensive accusations hurled by both participants would not incline the reasonable listener to believe that Not Like Us imparts verifiable facts about plaintiff. Yeah, but Drake's not reasonable. Drake isn't giving up, however. Just hold on. We're still in more. Rolling Stone reports that the Toronto rapper filed an open appellate brief yesterday in hopes of overturning the ruling and reviving his pursuit of damages. In the brief, Drake alleges that Kendrick's track states that he's a certified PDF as an unambiguous matter of fact. The fact that he has to still have a conversation with his lawyers before this shit goes public about these details. He's still reading the lyrics. Somebody still read the lyrics for you? This is the story that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Golly, it would have been over with if you'd have sat your ass down somewhere. You just been known as a guy like that got his ass whooped in the battle. It'd have been over with. Now you're the guy that got his ass whooped in the battle, got up, said, I'm suing all you fuckers. And then you did it.
And you keep doing it. You keep going forward.
Moreover, Drake alleges that the lower court created a dangerous categorical rule that would protect artists and their labels from defamation liability, regardless of how damaging their claims might be. This ain't about no other artists, because no other artist is asking for this protection except for Drake. Such a diva.
Right.
The court effectively created an unprecedented and overbroad categorical rule that statements and rap diss tracks can never constitute statements of fact. He alleges UMG's response brief is due on March 27th. This is embarrassing. So then why is he not getting the treatment? Well, everybody's not so focused on J. Cole. There were a few clips that I saw here that were really interesting. This was one here about the Breakfast Club. This was one here about a Breakfast Club that was kind of funny.
Of his defamation lawsuit. So a few months ago, he filed notice. So we knew that the appeal was coming. The document and the filing is actually here. It's 60 pages. And Drake is appealing this lawsuit against Universal Music Group. He's asking this case to be sent back, and he says that it should be decided by a trial, not by a motion to dismiss.
He wants a trial. He wants a trial. On day 6 of this trial, we're going to break down what he actually meant when he said, pass his body, I'm John Stockton. And this piece of evidence.
He says that Kendrick Lamar is not like us, he alleges, is an ambiguous matter of fact. So the issue when the judge decided to dismiss it was that the judge basically said there's no way that a song can be taken as like proven like fact, right? Drake is arguing
a judge should not be more hip-hop than a rapper in hip-hop.
Doing something different. He's also claiming that Universal Music Group relentlessly marketed the song in a way that misled customers and caused some serious harm.
UMG relentlessly promoted a song that made them money. That's the news? That's what you suing for. Isn't that how you became popular? They put money behind songs that organically got some motion? That shit ain't going nowhere. This is hilarious.
And he says in this filing that it's dangerous for, certain actions not to be taken when things like this happen, because you're basically telling people that they can defame people.
What about the danger to free speech? This is not the time to be trying to restrict free speech. This is not the time to be trying to compress regulations on hip hop, especially when it's originally an American art form. Get your Canadian bitch ass out of here. You came and played with some niggas out here and got your ass handed to you, and you want to change the whole laws in that city.
Exactly. And this is my point, y'all. This is my point. I've been letting him go because I really don't have a whole lot to add. I'm just trying to make this point. And I'm just trying to let him make the point. But you can't put this on the same par as somebody apologizing and then backing out the rap battle. There's just no way you can put this in the same category.
You got beat up in the park, and now you want the park to have more security. Please make it make sense.
Relentlessly.
It's a rap battle. So once again, why don't these things apply to him? This man said that Kendrick beat his wife. This man said that Kendrick's
baby's got
his best friend Dave Free got his wife pregnant. Why doesn't that apply to him then?
I really don't understand Drake at this point, because it went away, right? People weren't talking about it, right? They just started talking about his new album. What was the Iceman album?
No, Drake just keep making it colder and colder for Iceman.
What a name. What a name. I think it's going to have to be studied. It's got to be studied. It has got to be studied of the L after L after L after L after L. What's the letter of the day, kids? L.
Listen, we need for Lupe to teach at his school. We need him to teach about this. This is Curtis. This is what I know. You and Lupe went through y'all little thing a while back. We need Lupe to make a course about this, Curtis. Yeah, this needs to be studied. You're right. And we need Lupe to put the course together and teach it to his students. There we go. Now, yeah.
He just kept taking them left and right. I cannot wait for somebody to make that documentary because it isn't. Well, you bought popcorn and just watch. This shit is insane. How did you come up with a project called Iceman in the year that ICE is terrorizing citizens? It couldn't get no worse than it. That's karma. That ain't even that ain't no plan. That ain't no conspiracy. That's karma. That is you reap what you sow.
The perfect name for that album. If it seems a little chilly for Drake, it's because he does, silly stuff like this.
Yeah.
That is the perfect name. And I keep telling y'all, Bobby Drake, who's Iceman, was a gay superhero.
I'll be down.
All right, we're going to end that part right there, because he made the points that I need him to make, and that's the side of this whole thing that I'm on. Does J. Cole deserve criticism for what he did? Yes, he does. Let me be clear about what my contention is, what my point is. My contention is not that J. Cole shouldn't be criticized, not that J. Cole shouldn't be talking about he's the greatest after he backed out. None of that. My contention is with people who are putting what J. Cole did in a category that's worse than what Drake did and is doing. This whole look, again, the pill, 60 pages, bro. You tripling down, you quadrupling down at this point on some shit that got to do with things that are staples in our country. Free speech, freedom of expression, art, hip hop, everything that goes along with that. And Wayno actually made a good point when it comes to that specific thing. Let's listen into that real quick.
But now right now, specifically right now, if this suit, and I said this before, if this suit was to go through, then you will have another layer of clearance when it comes to music, period. Now, hip hop is supposed to be this free expression, right? This free expression that you can say what you want, how you want, when you want. You don't have to be telling the truth, because 95% of these niggas don't tell the truth. You don't have to tell the truth. You don't have to be living out your life. And people have made great livings off of it. But if this wasn't dismissed and this would have went through, I promise y'all, a lot of y'all would not be signing up to be rappers and be signing up to try to get signed by labels, because you would have to cut through so much red tape just to put out any type of song, not even a song about your ops or a diss song, just to put out any song due to legal parameters, that it would discourage many artists when it comes to lyrics. Now, the crazy, ironic thing about this is everybody wanted to stand against lyrics in court when it was Thug and they was trying to use it, you know what I mean, as what he was saying was factual against him, right? Like when it's like, oh, nah, Thug, YSL trial, they not talking about no real shit. They just talking about the life and the environment they come from. But you see how that goalpost is moved once we start talking about diss records. All right, let's continue. U.S. District Court Judge Jeanette A. Vargas concluded when the lawsuit was dismissed that K-Dot's lyrics disparaging Drake were noticeable opinion, not a statement of fact. She also stated that the context surrounding the song was described as a heated rap battle with incendiary language and offensive accusations hurled by both participants, and that it would not lead people to believe Lamar's lyrics impart verifiable facts. Notwithstanding a relationship spanning more than a decade, UMG intentionally sought to turn Drake into a pariah, a target for harassment, or worse, the appeal argues. UMG needs to respond to the appeal by March 27th. Let's keep it 100, man. And we all know the obvious, right? Had Drake won the battle, even if he would won a perception battle, not from only his side, but from other sides, that none of this would be happening, right? If them records would have stuck, you know what I mean? If Bounce that ass for me, or bounce that my nigga free. I'm talking about Dave. Like, you know what I mean? If those would have stuck, then we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be here currently. We wouldn't be discussing the lawsuit. I don't see Kendrick Lamar suing Drake for any defamation or anything concerning what Drake said towards him. People argue that his wife, his girl, should sue Drake in response, but for what? I feel like, you know, and everybody has their opinion. Whether you're a Drake fan or a Drake hater, you love Drake or you hate his music, everybody has an opinion about this said situation. I think it's about to get really, really, really nasty on social media all over again due to this type shit. But let's keep it 100. After the battle, Drake put out numerous songs. A lot of them songs didn't stick. He was featured on few albums, not a lot, but Sexy Red. He rapped over the whole BBL Drizzy shit. He just was featured on 21 Savage album, which I thought was a dope feature. He did a whole album with Party Next Door. They had about 2 or 3 hits that, you know, that cut through on that album, but things ain't been the same for him. And yeah, he has taken hits. I'm pretty sure that he's taken financial hits due to just the perception. I mean, the thing about it is when you lose rap battles and shit, you can't act like a fucking bitch about it. Let's just call it what it is, man. Let's just call it what it is. I mean, you know, the crazy thing about a lot of the stuff that was said about Drake, I don't even believe that a lot of the stuff people was really looking at it with a magnifying glass until after the battle and the shit that he did. I personally believe that he went through a dark, low ass place after Not Like Us.
Fact.
Who wouldn't?
Ain't no doubt.
Right? But
He's still going through it.
When y'all try to make it seem as if, oh, but he got out there and he fought and he's still going at this shit legally, y'all don't understand how that shit looks weak. And that's why I compared it to the J. Cole shit. Like, yeah, J. Cole ain't out the woods completely when it comes to how the world looked at him when he decided to back out of the battle, right? But I just look at it from this standpoint, like, how the hell is somebody backing out and saying, yo, listen, I don't want no parts of this because I feel like this is going to go bad? Even comparable to the person who says, I don't care about how bad this shit is. I'm suing. I'm suing, and y'all should have never put this record out, and y'all should have never pushed it after it became a hit.
Oh, man.
Because Back to Back was a hit. Back to Back was nominated for a Grammy. I didn't hear Meek crying about that shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. Meek crashed out a few times online, but that's what Meek do. But we didn't see Meek go for a defamation lawsuit.
Right,
you know what he did? He went back in the lab, worked harder, made music, and came back after that and made hits. But this thing right here, right? Like, is this your king?
Yeah, some people.
If I could say anything to Drake, which I probably won't ever get the opportunity to, but if I could say anything to this nigga right now, I'd be like, yo, bro, stop it, my nigga. Stop it. I mean, yeah, if you could slap some money out of a label, I understand that, but like, slap some money out of a label for the terms of deals. Slap some money out of the label for the unfair terms for all of these people who sign record deals, not just yourself. There was so many people who tried to act like this was some martyrdom or this was some sort of him putting himself on a cross for other artists or him being, you know what I mean, running over the hill and taking all the arrows so that this could benefit other artists. This shit is not about other artists.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
It's about him. And it's about his feelings. And that's what happened. His feelings got involved in this shit and his feelings was hurt. And by all means, God damn, if a song like Not Like Us was made about me with that type of intent, yeah, I'd be mad too. But you know what I understand? I said some disrespectful shit and I warranted the response. I mean, listen, if you think that you're the best nigga to fight in the street and you swing on somebody who does MMA, we seen that video. We seen that video of the guy who got on the boots. You know what I mean? He got on the boots, he got on the jeans, he got on like a vest and shit and a button-up shirt and an AirPod in his ear. And the dude, he jump out, he take his shirt off and he throw his hands and all of that. And dude gives him a nice right kick to the inner leg. I mean, the right to the inner leg changed his life. And when he got back up, kicks him in his chest. And then after that, I seen an extended video where the dude was crying his ass off because he got his ass beat.
Yeah, he got beat.
But you got to remember something. If you call, you know what I mean? If you call to fight with somebody, you got to accept the good and the bad. You got to accept every single thing that comes with that. And sometimes you lose. I would tell Drake, like, yo, bro, prove to the people who you are. You know what I mean? Like you did have a level of dominance for 15 years.
All right, we're gonna end that right there. Yeah, it's too late to tell Drake anything. He's not listening. Now, I presented these clips to support my assertion. Again, I'm not here to argue against people having a certain perception of J. Cole and what he did. I just been hearing a lot of people championing this thought of Cole's what Cole did being somehow worse than what Drake did, and putting Cole and his music in a whole different category of unlistenable than Drake's. Like people like they can't wait for Ice Man, they can't wait for this and that. Compared to Cole and the fall off. And it's like, do y'all forget what Drake did? Did y'all forget? Okay, just in case you forgot, here's the appeal. 60 pages of remembrance for you. And what he's trying to do, man. Wayno said, he put it perfectly. Curtis King put it perfectly, man. Whether it's freedom of expression, freedom of speech, people moving the goalposts, words shouldn't be used when it's Thug and all the street shit, but then when it's Drake, it's like, oh no, he got to prove that he ain't this. Why he got to prove something he ain't if he ain't? What are we talking about, bro? It's making him look really guilty at this point. Really guilty, man. Why is it bothering you that much, my guy? If it was just a rap battle, you said your shit, he said his. Like, why 2 years later is it bothering you that much? Either you got a super fragile ego or there's something else going on. But anyway, I love this discussion. But I do think that people who put what Cole did in a category worse than what Drake did, I think you guys are wrong. I think that what Drake did and is doing is way worse and way more worthy of the unlistenable sentence of getting the sentence of being, we ain't listening to his shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's where I'm at on this. Now, if you somewhere else, that's fine. I'm just making my case, and I gave y'all I gave y'all some information to support my case. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below, man. Join the conversation, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.